Cool. So first off, we're just gonna work armbar from side control. So our opponent has us in a perfect side control here. Their head's buried, and they're kind of smashing us with a head and arm control. First thing I want to do is shift and get this frame on the hip in. Okay. Second thing I want to do is I want to swim my hand in and frame on their neck. Okay. So I'm coming from here. They're keeping their head in tight. I swim my hand inside, and I come in here. I don't want to bring my hand outside this way because she might catch me in an Americana right there. So I swim my hand inside, and then I frame on the neck. Okay. Then as soon as I have both frames, I can push off of her body, and even if she keeps the control, okay, all I'm looking for is enough space to bring my knee inside. Okay. Now, as soon as I have my knee inside, I'm gonna start pushing off with this leg and inverting into my arm lock, okay? But to aid that, not just my leg throwing over, I push the head away and I snap into the arm, okay? So, right here, I have both my frames, I push, get enough space to get my knee inside, and then I swing as I push her head away, okay? So, to keep it precise, push, shrimp, get your knee inside, bring this head or this leg over, and you're gonna slide this knee up to the elbow, or to the armpit, and kind of clamp it around the elbow. Then right here, your hand's just gonna slide down from the neck to the wrist, and you can just get a quick tap right there, okay? One more time from the angle. She just has a perfect side control, head down, holding me in good side control. I create enough space, I shrimp out, create enough space to get this frame in, and then I swim this hand in. I don't bring it out in front of her face, okay? I swim inside, push, just enough, and shrimp, just enough space to get my knee inside here, right next to her hip, and then I throw this, oh sorry, okay. I throw this leg over the head as I'm pushing away with my wrist, okay? I clamp down and I slide this knee up to her armpit. Then I just fall down to the wrist and hip up, okay, from this angle. Cool, armbar from side control. Cool, so now we're gonna do just a standard triangle from close guard. Okay, so first thing I wanna do is grab wrist control on both hands, all right? And just make sure that when I grab wrist, I don't grab with my thumbs, or with my hands like shotgun gripping. I wanna go thumb inside and grab like I'm reaching for I guess like a, I don't know, like a burrito or something. I want to grab both hands and bring my elbows inside. Okay, with my elbows out, she has a little more strength and I'm not as strong. So I bring my elbows inside and I get ready to pull her down into me. Okay, as soon as I pull down, she's gonna push back. And when she pushes back, I push one wrist and I pull the next. Okay, so I bring her in, she pushes back, I pull, push, pull, and I snap my feet up to her, or up into the triangle position, okay? So I'm right here, I get both wrists, I pull her in with my knees, I push, pull on the when she comes back, and I snap this triangle right here, okay? Then everything is just gonna be standard. You wanna get your angle, hook the leg, you know, even hook the body, and then, you know, pull the head, get your standard triangle finish. Time, mirror, elbows in, push, pull, make your adjustments. Standard triangle, just show from this angle. Okay, wrist control, pull, pushes, here, here. Cool. Just a triangle from close guard. All right, next up, we're gonna work an arm in guillotine. So let's say that I'm working from a snap down position. All right, I have just the front headlock here. First thing I wanna do is reach around that chin and pull that chin up, okay? So I'm keeping my shoulder over her neck, I'm pulling this chin up and just staying tight here. Next thing I wanna do is reach inside her arm and grab this bicep right here. And then a little closer to the elbow pit too. And I'm gonna reach up, I'm gonna like throttle like I'm, you know, throttling a motorcycle. and then I want to lift that arm up, okay? As soon as I lift the arm, I keep the chin and my shoulder attached the whole time. I'm gonna shelf her arm on my leg so that she can't bring it back in, and I'm gonna throw my knee across her hip, okay? As soon as I have this, I can let go of the chin, and I'm gonna grab my wrist just in like a standard kind of like a pinky fat, like a guillotine grip, all right? So I'm just reaching right below my pinky, right above my wrist bone, the pointy little wrist bone right there, and I'm gonna like rip that up into her neck. So I come here, I reach for that, and then I can throw this leg as high as I can up top. And then I pull this elbow into my body, and I throttle my grip up into her neck, okay? So one more time from that angle. Chin control, elbow on the back of her head, pull this arm up, and I shelf it on that leg, all right? That way she can't bring it back inside. And then I throw this leg inside across her hip, and then I throw this leg up top. And when I have my grip, I just bring my elbow in my body, flex my lat, and then get the tap. We'll do one more from this angle. Okay, so I'm from the front headlock, chin control, reach in, throttle that arm, and I replace it with my knee. And then I throw my leg across her hip, and I get that grip right here. Then I throw this leg up, and then I flex my lat, and I get the tap. Just a easy arming guillotine.
Good.
Okay, so next up we're just gonna do a high elbow guillotine or no arm guillotine or celotine, whatever you like to call it. It's from the same position. It'd be the snap down position right here. I'm gonna get the chin, but instead of pulling her chin out and keeping it tight with my shoulder, I'm gonna shoot my arm through. And you see my shoulder kind of dips to the side of her head, all right? As soon as I have that, I'm gonna reach, grab my own grip, and I'm not going to, and if like the last one, we just grabbed our pinky fat, this one I'm gonna go palm to palm this way, I'm gonna pull my grip toward my body, okay? So I reach up, they're probably gonna be fighting the wrist right there, but it's okay. You can still see your hand, grab that grip, cover with your shoulder, and while they're fighting that grip, you can throw your knee across, and then same thing, throw that elbow or that leg all the way over her back, and then I won't do it right yet, or just yet, but you can get the tap by just flexing your lat, same thing, okay? I'll show one more time from this angle. Same thing, I shoot my arm through, they're probably gonna fight that grip, but I can see my hand, grab that grip, and then while they're fighting, I shoot this knee across, same thing, throw this leg over, and then get a quick tap. Oops, sorry. From this angle right here, you'll see that I shoot this arm through. They fight usually that grip. They usually can't fight the hand, but they're gonna, because that's not what's attacking their neck. The like wrist here is what's attacking the neck, so they're gonna fight that. I can see my hand, I clasp with this like modified marcelotine, pull up while they're still fighting the grip, and then I slide through across the hip, throw this leg up, and then I punch my shoulder over the back of their upper back, okay? So just a high elbow guillotine. Next thing we're gonna work is just a standard rear naked choke, one of the favorite ways I like to do it. Okay, so I get my normal seatbelt, tuck my chin right above her shoulder, they're gonna fight the grips, everything's tight, my head position's tight, and my seatbelt is tight, all right? I fall to the choking side, and I hit the mat right here. First thing they're gonna wanna do is get their shoulders to the mat right here. So what I need to do is pull my chest on top of hers. Next thing, to lock up my body triangle, is I push on this hip, pull my foot across, and then I lock the body triangle right here. Okay, well, as soon as I have the body triangle locked, I can usually start fighting for the choke. I swing this hand in, get the 5-0 grip, push down. All right, I walk my fingers up right here across the chin, and even if they're fighting the choke, I still get it as close as I can to their neck or to their shoulder. As soon as I have this, I can pull this hand out, and immediately I'm just punching behind their neck. All right, not literally, of course, your hand's flat. And then I center my elbow with her chin, and I push down, getting that choke. And one more time. Everything's tight, head position's tight, seat belt's tight, fall to the choking side, okay? Make sure that my chest is attached to her upper back. I push on that hip, bring this leg across, and then lock up my body triangle. Swim this hand inside, get the 5-0 grip, push down right next to your knee, walk these fingers up, okay? And then as soon as I get close to her or around her chin, I pull this hand out, punch it behind her neck, square my elbow, and then punch everything down. Head position's tight, elbows are tight, everything's good. Get that tap, okay? So that's just gonna be a standard rear naked choke from the back. All right, so next thing we're gonna work is just setting up the arm triangle from the mount. So I'm here in mount, I'm going to drop my levels. I wanna hook the head, and I don't wanna hook immediately all the way under the head. I wanna kinda get in front, like at the crown of their head. In case they start bumping me, I can pull this hand out and post on the mat if I need to. So I'm up to the crown of their head. And then I'm just gonna walk this knee up, and I'm gonna try to isolate this elbow. As soon as I isolate, I'm gonna push with my hand, and I'm gonna assist with my head right here. As soon as I get this elbow cleared, I wanna drop to this, or drive this arm under her neck, and then as soon as I get my head position, I'm gonna connect my hands right here, just a normal gable grip, all right? As soon as I have that, I'm gonna switch my foot across her belly, and I'm gonna slide with my hips close to the mat the whole time. I never wanna get too high, because that's when they can start rolling you, all right? So I keep my hips low to the mat, and I'm just keeping my body tight to her head and tight to the mat, okay? Then if I can't get the tap by just squeezing, dropping my shoulder, all right, I'm gonna stick my knee in their rib and keep my hips close to the mat, and then they might even tap from the rib pain, not from the actual arm triangle. So one more time from this angle, all right? Drop my levels, hook at the top of their head, not all the way under. I bring my knee up, push on this elbow, and I drop my head to assist in isolating that elbow, okay? So as soon as I drop, I'm gonna connect my hands, bring my head in tight, and I'm gonna skip across their belly and drop my hips right here, all right? I push my knee into their rib to assist in the tap, and I drop my shoulder into their chin, or into their neck, their carotid artery. So show from this angle right here, same thing, all right? Drop my level, hook the head, I bring this knee up, and I push on the elbow. As soon as I push to assist, I use my head, and I drop my head down to their shoulder. Now I can gable grip both hands, drop my elbows to the mat, and I skip, I knee skip, I bring my shin across their belly, and then I slide. And now I just drop my hips, and like I said, if just dropping your shoulder, keeping everything tight doesn't work, then you can bring your knee into their ribs and push across their rib cage, their like lower floater rib, and then use that as, with the shoulder drop, and you get a good tap. Okay, so just arm triangle from mount. Okay, so now we're gonna work a no arm triangle to counter their double underpass. Okay, so as soon as someone gets a double under, they don't typically start with the lock. Okay, so I need to catch them before they get this lock. All right, so they're around my hips trying to set up this double underpass. All right, and now usually I wanna feint my legs wide as if I'm trying to stop them from getting that double under. Little do they know, this is what I want them to do. So I control the head with both hands, and I hip out. One foot is on their hip, okay? And then I lock this triangle up with both legs around their neck, okay? There's no arm involved here, all right? And then just, we'll go into the tap in a second, but as soon as I get hands on the hips, I pull the head in with both hands, and I bring one leg across the neck, okay? That breaks the posture. Now I can work on connecting this other leg right here into the figure four. All right, I just want to grab my shin here and just kind of control that posture, because they're probably going to be trying to posture up at this point. All right, as soon as I bring this leg around and I figure four, then I just want to just normal triangle finish details. I want to hook this leg, hook the body, hook the arm, and then you're just going to pinch your knees. You can even pull in the head to assist. Okay, so one more time from this angle. All right, I control the head, bring this leg across, reach for my shin to control that posture, push on the hip to kind of give you an angle, and then I figure 4 on the head. Now right here, all I want to do is pull on that neck or hook the head, hook the body, and then get your tap, okay? Show it from right here. So, Kay has me, and this is the beginning stages of a double under pass. I pull with both hands because they're typically gonna be trying to posture here, okay? That's a standard double under technique. I wanna pull with both hands, push off the hip, and bring this leg across. As soon as I have it across, I wanna switch from controlling our head to reaching up to the shin. Then I use that push on the hip to get this figure 4, and then I keep this hand on the head, pulling down, and I hook the leg, or hook the body, or hook the arm, and then I just pinch my knees, pull on that neck, and then you'll get the tap. That's just a sneaky no arm triangle to counter the double under pass. Cool, so now we're just gonna work a reverse triangle from back control. So I have Kay's back here, same thing we worked earlier. By falling to the choking side, I fall, and I make sure my back's attached to hers. I 5-0 this grip, and I push it to my hip. Now I'm gonna replace this leg, fall over, and I'm gonna reach with this hand, grab my shin, and I pull her to this side, and I use this as just a counterbalance to help bring that weight here, okay? And now she's gonna be trying to get her elbow inside. I combat that by keeping my knee tight and pushing on that hip and helping adjust by pushing up to the reverse triangle. All right, as soon as I have this, I lock this reverse triangle up, and I can keep this arm in, pull back, maybe get a straight armbar, maybe just pull this grip tighter, or I can pull it out and then help just finish this, parallel standard reverse triangle right here. Okay, so one more time. We'll work that same angle. All right, everything's the same. Seatbelt, head position, fall to the choking side. I grip with this hand, 5-0, and I throw this leg over. Now I just reach with this hand that's it's on the choking side. I grab the shin, I pull my weight this way, and I push off their hip with this foot, and I bring myself slightly higher on their body. Then I have this leg across the throat here. I'm just gonna lock up this figure 4, and I can even keep this arm inside, start working the arm lock, or I can bring it around and then try to just get this normal finish right here. And then just to finish, you just squeeze your knees together. Okay, so we just have a standard reverse triangle from back control. Cool, so now we're just gonna work setting up a Darce from the turtle position. So I'm right here, I'm in the front headlock, all right? Everything's the same. I'm gonna shoot this arm through as I keep this chin controlled. Shoot the arm through, I change my position, and then I pull this hand out, gable grip right here, and I'm gonna get this vice grip, and I'm just gonna pull my elbows together to break her down right here. Okay, I cover her shoulder with my chest, and then I shoot this arm through, grip around my bicep, and I'm trying to reach as close to my tricep as I can. All right, then I reach this hand, walk up the lat, and now all I'm doing is I'm pulling this elbow out to adjust, then I pull it closer to my body, and I drop my chest right here. Okay, that's a standard, standard Darce from the turtle. One more time. We pull this chin out, we shoot this arm through, keep everything controlled. I change my body position. I pull my hands out and connect right here to get to this vice grip, and then I just pull my elbows together and break them down right here. All right, I shoot this arm through, reach to the figure 4, and I grab my bicep as close to, I want my fingers as close to my tricep as possible. And then I just walk this hand up to her lat, pull this elbow out, pull it back to my body. Now I adjust it nice and tight, and then I drop my chest, and I get the tap from right there. So just standard Darce, setting up from the turtle. So now we're gonna set up a reverse triangle from the rolling Kimura. So from right here, all right, I stay low, I grip around her wrist, reach around the elbow, I drop my knee and I'm just falling over her body, okay? As soon as I land on my side, I'm hooking this arm at the elbow and I'm gonna replace with this leg, okay? As soon as I have this, I'm gonna pull this heel tied to her neck and I'm gonna swing this leg under the neck and I'm just gonna figure 4 around the neck and I'm gonna hip in and get that tap, okay? One more time from that angle. Okay, I step inside, grab the wrist, reach over the top, and I fall into this rolling Kimura. As soon as I fall, I hook this elbow, I switch and replace right here, and then I just slide this, I pull this heel toward her shoulder, slide this knee under, and I lock up the figure 4 right here. And then to get the tap, I just squeeze my knees and hip in, you get that tap. Okay, I'll show from this angle right here. All right, I get the grip, I fall right here, and I'm gonna hook this elbow, and then I replace with this leg. I bring my heel close to her shoulder, slide this knee under, figure 4, and then hip in. And then you just get that reverse triangle from the rolling Kimura. Alright, so now we're just gonna work my favorite setup to a north-south choke. So we're here in north-south position right here. We're gonna keep both hands on the hips and we're gonna move our body back, alright? We're gonna reach this arm through and not around the body because they can block and catch here. So I swim inside and I hook around the head, alright? You can see my hand here is just gonna stay in position and I can even adjust with my chest here and move my hips back. I'm gonna push on the hip and I'm gonna do the same thing with this hand. I'm gonna swim inside as opposed to reaching around because they can grab and block here. You might be in this battle all day, so you swim inside, they can't block, and then I push this arm and replace with my head, all right? Then I just keep my head close to the mat next to their shoulder, and I walk back, and I'm gonna grab my hands. I'm gonna gable grip or S grip. If you can't see, I'm either gable gripping or S gripping. Right now I'll just do the gable grip, and I'm just gonna walk my hips back, drop my shoulder, and then I'll get a tap. All right, we'll show from this other angle right here. All right, I'm in north-south right here. I don't bring my arm around because they can block. I bring it inside and around their head. All right, if their head's kind of turned, I can adjust with my body, with my chest, and I move it to her chin into my armpit. All right, I push, I swim inside with this hand, and I push this arm and block with my head, all right? Then I just either S grip or gable grip, and I drop my shoulder and keep my head and hips stuck to the mat, and then you'll just get that quick tap from the north-south choke. So now we're gonna work twister from back control. So we get to the back, we pull them to the non-choking side this time, and I'm gonna push on the hip, and I'm gonna get to what I call the basket weave right here, or you know, twister control if you want. You can hook the foot here, and you can figure 4 your legs, and you're just gonna get this kind of crossbody ride, all right? I like to hook the shoulder, bring this arm around, and I swim this arm under, and I just get both arms tight to mine. I swim up to the wrist, I throw it over my head as I swim this arm under right here, all right? And then I just pull on the head. I like to pull up top. It's a little more painful as opposed to down here. They can fight it more, and the grip, and then I just hip in, pull them across body. So one more time. Starting from back control, I pull them to the non-choking side. I flip them up and get to this sort of like lockdown basket weave position right here. I can usually just start with my ankles crossed, swim one under her foot, and then replace right here, and then I just figure 4 right there, and you get this control, all right? I hook around the shoulder, pull this arm out, and I swim under her armpit right here. I keep this tight as I slide up to the wrist, and I throw that over my head as I shoot this arm through, and then swim under the neck, connect my hands in a gable grip, and then I just hip in, and I get the tap right there. So just an easy setup to the twister from the back. All right, so now we're gonna work a calf slicer from the samurai roll. So we're here in half guard, all right? We sit back, we give ourselves some space. We're gonna roll this arm to the same side that our half guard is on, and we're gonna tuck our body under theirs, and we're gonna come to this kind of perpendicular position right here. All right, I kick my legs to get her going this way, and I pull on the hip right here to get to this kind of cross ride right here, all right? First thing I wanna do is either stomp on my foot or figure 4 right here, and I'm gonna reach up to the foot. All right, now to start, you can just grab on the kind of calf here, or the shin here. All right, but then you're eventually gonna wanna get this arm into play, and you don't wanna just reach through because they can armbar you right here, but you wanna get this arm either controlling this leg or hooking this arm, or hooking this leg. You wanna reach up to the feet, and then you wanna stomp on your own feet, okay? And then you just pull down on their toes, and that'll get the tap. So one more time, from that same angle. I'm in this top half guard. I roll my whole body, and I push my legs, and I'm hooking her hip, okay? And then I pull into this. I usually like to get this grip right here, all right? I figure 4 my legs, and sometimes I'll use my foot to pull this in, and then I can grab the toes right here, and then I stomp on my foot, and I get the tap right there. Time from this angle this time. Okay, I samurai roll, and I hook the hip right here. I push with my legs, and I hook the leg. All right, I get to right here, and like I said, I like to hook with this foot, grab the toes, and then stomp on my own toes, pull that foot toward me. That's just a easy calf slicer from the samurai roll. All right, so now we're gonna work a bicep slicer from bottom side. We call this Mordecai. It's shout out Ronnie Labella, Jacob Lee. They all know about this, but they taught it to me, and it's one of my favorite bicep slicers, so I figured I'd show it here. So you start in bottom side control, all right? They're hugging you here. You're gonna reach to this wrist, and you're gonna not stay here too long because they might grip this, try to start gripping this Kimura, but as soon as you get this wrist, you push down, give yourself enough space to swim this foot inside, and then you pull this wrist back. And you're ideally trying to pull it as high up to your body as you can. All right, then you throw this leg around, and you pull this hand out, and you're gonna pull their body, hip in, and then their hand is stuck in this space right here. You're hipping up, and you're bicep slicing their hand. So, one more time, here. Okay, show from this angle. Here, I grab this wrist, throw inside, pull the wrist back, here, and then get the tap. It's a Mordecai or bicep slicer from side control. All right, now we're gonna go into a banana split from the twister control. So start on the back. All right, I pull them to the choking side, and I kip them up right here, and I get my hook in right here, and I get this control. All right, I like this control right here. As soon as I know what I want to go for, I pull this arm out. I'm keeping this tight to my body. I shoot this arm underneath this leg, and I'm gonna spladle. I don't want to just straighten my knees, okay? Because that's not a whole lot of pressure. I want to separate my legs. I want to like flare my knees out, and then I want to pull this grip toward my head as I'm pulling this leg down toward the ground. Okay, that'll get you the tap. One more time, from that same angle. I pull them back. I get to this control right here. I keep this tight, and then I shoot this arm around that leg, and I'm just gonna separate, flare my knees out as I pull on her leg. All right, one more time from this angle. All right, I fall to the choking side, kip them up. All right, get to this kind of like twister control right here. Cup the shoulder, pull this arm out so that you still have control. Then I shoot this arm under, pull back to the mat, and then I flare my shoulders or my knees out, and I pull that grip toward my body, and that'll get you Nice tap right there. Cool. All right, so we're gonna work an electric chair from the lockdown. So if you don't know how to get a lockdown, it's just a form of half guard. We start right here. All right, I'm gonna flare my knees to this side, and I'm gonna bring both of them over here. All right, as soon as I do that, I'm gonna figure 4, and I'm gonna extend and connect to their ankle right here. That's just the basic lockdown. All right, now we'll show from right here what we do next. Basically, I wanna frame across the neck. I wanna bring this arm inside this leg, and I'm gonna frame across the shoulder here, across the armpit here. I bring this leg all the way up to my neck, and I connect my hands in either a figure 4, butterfly grip, whatever you like, and I'm just gonna extend my legs right here. Okay, and that'll get you the tap, and you can always sit all the way up and then complete the pass right here, okay? But we'll show from this angle so people can see. All right, so we have the lockdown, all right? I frame, I get inside, and I hook this leg right here, all right? I connect my hands, and I pull it up to my shoulder, all right? I'll either butterfly or lock or gable grip, and then I extend my lock, and I'll get the tap, all right? And then if I can't get the tap and I just wanna complete the pass, I come all the way up right here, bring my elbow across their body, and then I pull this leg back, and then I end up in nice twister side right there. Okay, so that's just an easy electric chair from the lockdown. All right, so now we're just gonna show my favorite way to get to a Gogoplata from rubber guard. So we start here with full guard. All right, I'm gonna reach inside, I'm gonna pull my knees toward me, reach up and grab the head. Okay, once I have their posture broken, I'm gonna put this foot on the hip and I'm gonna kick out to my side, all right? I throw this leg up, or I reach and grab my foot and pull it to my body right here. Then I circle around the knee and support my knee, all right? As soon as I'm right here, I can pull this hand out, circle around the head, oh, sorry, okay. And I'm gonna grab my own shin right here. Now I just wanna pull over, and I kung fu move right here. I swim my arm out, and I bring the foot right beneath her neck here. I reach around, and I grab my toes, and now I wanna square up and throw this leg either over her back, or I could even bring it up to the grip here. And then I just pull this foot into her neck. All right, so that's standard Gogoplata. Show one more time. I swim inside, pull my knees, I reach up, grab right here, push on the hip, bring this foot up, circle around my knee, I pull this arm out, and I swim around the head, oops, sorry, hook their ponytail, and I reach inside, grab the shin, and I bring it around their head. So one more time, I'm pulling it around their head, and I'm pushing with my forearm into their neck, okay? Then I bring this foot inside, and I kung fu move, and I swim under their neck, or under their chin. And then I reach around the toes, pull, get flat to my back, bring this leg up, and then you just finish the Gogoplata from right there. So just a nice, easy, quick Gogoplata from rubber guard. So now we're gonna work an Omoplata from that same setup. So get to full guard, I swim in, pull the knees to my chest, pull the head down, break the posture, push up on the hip, I bring my foot up, and I'm right here, okay? So I'm gonna pull this hand out, and I'm gonna swim inside, and I'm gonna pull my foot over the head. Now this time, she doesn't want me, and I kung fu move, she doesn't want me to get this foot under the chin. So she turns her head away, I catch by figure four-ing my legs, sitting up, and I grab around the waist or even around the shoulder under the armpit. All right, as soon as I get to right here, I bring my legs to this side, and I don't even need a figure four at this point. I could even just bring my knees to the mat, and I just sit up and pull on her waist. So one more time. I swim inside, knees to chest, pull the head down, foot on the hip. I come inside, and I get to this position right here. I pull my hand out, swim around, and I bring my foot in front of her head, but she's fighting the Gogoplata, okay? And now I allow her to pull out, or to pull away, so that I figure 4, slow her down, sit up, grab around the waist or under the shoulder, and I pull my feet, or my knees toward the mat. And even right here, you don't need to figure 4. You could even pull your knees apart, and then you sit up, and then you're really trying to get their hand to kind of come over and high five the mat. All right, you hip up and get the tap, okay? So that's just a nice, easy omoplata from Armbar. All right, now we're gonna work a crucifix entry from the turtle. So your partner's turtled, all right? You wanna start with your knee in between their hip and their elbow, okay? So say they're tight right here, you're gonna put that knee in that space between their hip and their elbow. I'll show you real quick. Move right here. So I throw this knee in that space, okay? So I have that knee in this space, but they're keeping their elbows tight, all right? I get to this seatbelt, I grab this wrist as if I'm 5-0-ing, and I pull it out, all right? That creates a little bit of space right here. Bring this foot inside, and I use my heel to get in between her forearm and her bicep, and then I pull that elbow, or that elbow pit back. All right, as soon as I do that, I'm gonna figure 4 my legs, and I'm gonna I could just keep the crucifix right here and work from there, or I can just tuck my head, roll, and then we end up in the crucifix with this kind of seatbelt control right here. So one more time. Probably scoot a little back, I think. Like right here, yeah. So I get this knee in the space, get to this seatbelt, I grip around the wrist, pull this arm back, I bring this foot inside, and I can even assist by pulling this elbow out a little, all right? And then I grip and figure 4 around that arm, all right? Now I just tuck my head, roll all the way through, and I have a nice crucifix control from right here. So that's just how we get into the crucifix. All right, now that we know how to get to the crucifix, we can start working this rear naked choke from here. So first thing I want to do is I want to get to this 5-0 grip right here. So I'm reaching toward the wrist and I'm pulling it down to her body. I don't want to pull it out because it kind of allows too much freedom of movement. I want to pull toward the hip. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to flatten my hand out, and she's gonna be tugging her shin. I'm gonna use my thumb to get under the neck right here. So I'm pulling this hand across, and I'm sawing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so that I can get to the rear naked, all right? The whole time I want good head position, and I wanna get under here and keep my head tight next to hers, all right? So the whole thing is gonna look like under here, saw back and forth, and once I get to right here, I'm just gonna cover my hand with my chin, and then I just pull my elbow back, and I get that quick tap. All right, so one more time, from right here, reach the 5-0, pull it down to her hip, flatten my hand, swim, she's gonna be tucking her chin, I saw under her chin, all the way, get my hand close to her shoulder, and I cover my hand with my chin, and then I pull back my elbow, and I just get a nice quick tap from the crucifix. All right, now we're gonna work one of my favorite ways to get into a Von Flue choke. So we're in top half guard. We have the head and arm control, but we don't have the Von Flue locked up yet. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is pull up to the wrist, and we're gonna circle this arm around our head, okay? And now we can hold it here for a second and hold this wrist right here, but eventually you need to let go, and when you let go, you just keep it in place by tucking your shoulder over that hand, all right? And then when you grip around the head, you're just gonna go gable grip. So, oh, 1 second, kid. You're gonna go gable grip, just palm to palm, and you're gonna drop your shoulder into their neck, all right? So you won't be able to see much of my face for this, but I crunch this hand in my shoulder, get to the gable grip, I get up to my feet, and I drive my shoulder down, and I get a pretty quick and pretty painful tap right there. So one more time, I'm gonna start in top half guard with the head and arm control here, all right? I reach up to this wrist and I pull it around my head, okay? And now I wanna let go, I can hold it for a second, but I wanna let go of this wrist at some point. So I keep it in place with my shoulder, all right? So I'm pinching sort of my shoulder and my head over her wrist, all right? Then I grab this gable grip, come up to my feet, and I drop my left shoulder, and I get a pretty quick, but pretty painful tap right there. So, bon fucha. Now we're gonna work just like more from side control. So we get to this head and arm control, all right? We're gonna bring our hand to the other side of her head, and we're gonna keep this arm tight, all right? We switch our hips right here so that we're in like a a twister side control right here, all right? Then I slide up to the wrist and I pull it down to the mat and I pin it with my hand, all right? Now right here, I like to swing this arm under and I like to grip with my thumb here. A lot of people tell you not to. Whatever is most comfortable for you, I like to grip with the thumbs, all right? So I grip with the thumbs. Once I have this locked up, I switch my hips, all right? And I bring my shoulder, my right knee up into her armpit, and then I throw this leg over the head, and I pull her back off the mat. As soon as I pull her back off the mat, I bring this wrist up to her spine, and I crank it behind her back, okay? One more time. We start from head and arm, bring this arm around, switch our hips, pin this arm on the mat, grip with the thumbs here. As soon as we have it pinned, we switch our hips, knee in the armpit, throw the leg over the head, pull them up, and get their hand going up their spine, and you'll get a tap, just a nice quick tap from side control with Kimura. All right, now we're just gonna work an Americana from side control. So we're right here with our head and arm grip, all right? We're gonna allow them to frame across our neck as they should be, but instead of bringing our arm around this time, we're just bringing it up and grabbing their hand and pushing it to the mat, all right? And now as soon as I push this hand to the mat, I keep my arm that was around their armpit where it is, and I staple their hand to the mat. Then I reach this hand inside, and I like to switch my hips. So not so much that I'm like off balance and pulling myself back, but enough so that I'm keeping weight on their head here. So I'm sort of in like the same position we were with the Kimura, with my foot up, but I'm keeping a lot of weight on their upper body here. And then I just pull that elbow up and I pull that hand toward their body, all right? I don't want to extend too much because this isn't much of a shoulder pain here. When you keep the Americana tight to their body, it's a lot of shoulder pain, a lot of wrist pain, a lot of elbow pain there. So one more time, we have this head and arm control. We pull this hand up and we push it to the mat. All right, this hand is ready to catch, and I switch my hips just enough to keep a lot of pressure on the top side of their body. All right, now I pull my elbows into my body and I keep her hand nice and close and her elbow is gonna be nice and tight to the body here. All right, and then I just get that quick tap. It's really painful, really quick, nice easy tap with the Americana. Now we're gonna go into a straight armbar from side control. So I get this head and arm control right here, all right? I pull this hand out and I start to get to my Americana right here, all right? They straighten their arm to defend, so I keep the grip that I had, the Americana grip, but instead I bring my weight forward and I settle back, all right? Now I just pinch my elbows together and I'm using this sharp part of my forearm to dig into the spot right above their elbow, okay? It's not on the elbow, like in arm bars, usually the fulcrum is at the elbow. This is slightly beneath the elbow, and it's driving into the meaty part right above their elbow there, right beneath their tricep, all right? And then when I squeeze my elbows, I'm pushing down on the hand, and I'm bringing my forearm up into their, like I said, that squishy part right there. It's a lot of pain on not just the elbow itself, but the kind of spot right there. Does that kind of hurt? Not just your elbow, but your
like
muscle.
the bottom of the tricep.
Exactly. So that's what you're going for. So one more time. Right here, we get to this, try to get to this Americana, but they straighten their arm. All right. So as soon as they straighten, we keep the Americana grip, but we use that bladey part of our forearm to push up into the spot right beneath her tricep, right above her elbow, and we push this hand down, pull this arm up, and you get a nice tap just due to pain from that kind of muscly spot right there. Moving on to a wrist lock from the Kimura. So we're starting side control. All right, we locked up our Kimura. All right, now maybe it's really hard to finish our person. Maybe we can't get them on their side, whatever. We slide down to the wrist, all right, and we pull we push their hand over, all right? And now we lock up that grip again, and we're pushing their wrist into their body, all right? So they think that they're defending by bringing their arm a little closer into their body, or whatever the case may be, but we pull that wrist into their body and just get a quick tap from the wrist lock. So right here, we start in the Kimura, we slide this hand down and we push the hand over, all right? Then we lock up the Kimura again, and we push, we bring our whole body into it, and we push that hand and fold it over into their wrist. And that's just a nice, easy wrist lock from the Kimura. All right, so now we're gonna get into some leg entanglements. First thing we wanna do is get to our position. So from our opponent standing, we're gonna enter Ashi through shin to shin guard here. So we are in our open guard, elbows inside, hands up. She's gonna step in, thinking that she can instigate a pass here. All right, I block with my hand. I'm gonna swim this foot inside. I'm literally just windshield wipering this foot in here, and I hug this leg nice and tight so that she can't guillotine me. All right, now I wanna either come to the ankle or come around the knee, and I'm gonna pull my body toward the mat and then kip up right into this Ashi right here, all right? And if you like single X better, you can always go single X too, okay? But I'm an Ashi with my knees pinched, all right? And if I wanna bring her to the mat, I can just hit up and get her down to the mat. So from this angle right here, same thing, open guard, she steps inside, I block, bring this foot inside, hug, and I protect my chin here from any guillotine attacks. I'm gonna either hook around the ankle, around the knee, whatever. I pull her and I pull myself right here. I get up into Ashi and I hip up and pull her down, and we end up in a nice tight Ashi right here with the knee control. All right, now we're gonna work just a nice quick entry to double outside Ashi or DOA from Z-guard. So I'm here in Z-guard, I frame with my arms, I'm gonna push with my knees, and I'm gonna reach under this leg right here with this hand. As soon as I have this leg hooked, I'm gonna gable grip, and I keep pushing on her body with my knees. Now I pull this grip in and I push with my knees, all right? Now I pull this leg out and I bring her body to the mat here. And I like to get my head on her toes and keep this gable grip tight. Just ensure position right here. One more time. I push on her body and I frame right here if she's trying to smash me in here. All right, I swim under this leg and I gable grip right here. All right, now I push with my knees, I pull with my arms, and then I get this leg free by just kicking through her body. All right, so I push with my knee and then I pull out and get to double outside. And now I just try to get her to her hip by pushing in with my legs, and I keep this grip in tight right here. All right, so just a nice, easy entry to double outside Ashi from Z-guard. All right, now we're just gonna work a nice simple leg drag. So we push on the hips here. All right, we get their weight going forward. Now as soon as they push back, we catch the heel, pull it across our hip, and we push their knees to the mat, all right? And as soon as we're right here, we can either just drop our elbow and finish the pass right here, or we can even throw our legs over and get into a nice honey hole position from that leg drag. So one more time, I'm pushing on the knees in open guard. She pushes back, catch this foot with my, or catch this ankle with my hand. I pull this elbow, or this knee, and across my body, and I staple to the mat right here. I can either complete the pass, or I can throw this leg inside for honey hole. Okay, one more time, full speed. All right, so leg drag to either a pass or to the saddle. All right, so now we're gonna work an inside heel hook finish from saddle, honey hole, 411, cross Ashi, whatever you like to call it, from right here. All right, so first thing I wanna do is I wanna get on my side. So I'm either, let's say that I even had this figure 4 right here. All right, I'm getting my weight to the mat and I'm covering her leg with my, so kind of straighten your like turn, yeah, exactly. So she's hiding her heel correctly. This is the position I want to be in right here. All right, now when I feel like I'm ready to get to the heel, I'm gonna pull on this knee, I'm gonna pull this foot out, and I'm gonna stomp on my foot right here. And I'm pulling on this knee the whole time. All right, then I drop to my elbow, I pull up on, I hip up, and I latch onto this heel with that heel hook grip. All right, let's just go gable grip for right now. I'm gonna connect my hands and I'm gonna stay on my shoulder the whole time and hip in. And you see that kind of disaligns her knee with her ankle here. That means it's attacking the knee, all right? It's attacking the ankle too, but mostly knee. So one more time. So they're defending the right way, all right? Let's say I'm in this, this figure 4. They're defending the right way. I pull on the knee to control position. I pull this foot out and I stomp. All right, then I get down to my shoulder, I hip up, and I capture the heel right here. Then I just control I connect my hands, stay on my shoulder and head, and I just hip in, and you get a nice, very dangerous, very breaking power tap from right there. All right, so now we're gonna work a finish from Ashi into an outside heel hook. So right here, we're gonna get into Ashi with our opponent. All right, we pull up into Ashi, all right? We have a nice, strong knee pinch. We're pinching our knee to our ankle, and we're keeping everything tight, all right? And now, as soon as I have this leg controlled, I'm gonna hook onto this, or I'm gonna pull on this knee, and I'm gonna keep position right here, all right? So as soon as I have everything controlled, I'm gonna hip up, circle under that heel, and I'm gonna just gable grip right here and keep my elbows in tight. If I keep my elbows out, she can reach up, circle, grab, and it's gonna be really hard to finish that. Even if you have one hand in perfect position, it's gonna be very, very hard to finish. So I connect my hands, I keep my elbows in tight, all right? Now, all I wanna do is the same thing I was just doing. I'm hipping in and I'm leaning back, everything's staying connected to the mat, and now that's gonna attack her knee, okay? So one more time, we're in Ashi here. We pull this knee in, nice strong knee pinch, connect our knee to our ankle, all right? We get to the side, on our complete side right here, and we hip up to get to the heel, okay? And you can see she's already like reacting to just that heel slip, all right? And now we connect our hands, keep our elbows in tight, keep our head and shoulder connected to the mat, and we hip back, or we hip in, arch back, and keep everything tied to the mat. Get a nice quick tap that attacks the knee. All right, so now we're gonna work an inside heel hook from 50-50. Very similar to the inside heel hook that we showed from saddle or honey hole. This time we're just in 50-50 or so. If Kay puts her leg down and she shows what we're doing here, I have a figure 4 locked up, and she could too in theory if she wanted. But that's just where we're gonna start, all right? So, but for the purposes of showing the technique, I'll start from right here. So first thing I like to do is, I don't like to finish with this figure 4, all right? I don't feel like it's a whole lot of control. It's a lot of control around the lower part of her leg, but not a whole lot on the entire part of her leg. So I come to this like ankle cross grip right here, and I extend my legs, okay? And now I'm controlling the majority of her leg here, all right? And you can see she was kind of feeling a little more secure right here with, you know, the rest of her body. Now she's really more locked down right here. Now I get on my side, all right? I don't try to finish on my back here. I stay on my side, and same thing we were doing with that other inside heel hook. We're gonna get on our side, and we're gonna hip up, collect the heel, connect our hands, and we're gonna hip in and keep everything attached to the mat here. That's really attacking the inside of the knee. Okay, so one more time. Let's say that we're starting from this figure four. We slide our feet to this ankle cross grip, and we extend. All right, now I come to my side, and I hip up, slip the heel, and get under right here. All right, now I just connect my hands, and I hip in and finish the outside heel hook on my, or inside heel hook on my side. So quick, easy inside heel hook from 50-50. All right, so now we're gonna work just an ankle lock or straight ankle from the Ashi position. So what we do here is we're gonna, as opposed to hooking the heel, all right, we're gonna get a straight ankle grip right here. So everything's the same, our knees are pinched, our knee is attached to our ankle, and instead of trying to hook under the heel here, we're gonna reach around the leg here and just get a nice ankle grip around their leg here. So the position you want for this ankle grip is going to be right below their calf and right above their Achilles, okay, or on their Achilles right above their ankle. So the position is going to be more or less in the middle of the lower half of her leg, all right? So I guess you could say the bottom quarter of her leg. When I have this grip, I always want to go thumb up toward the toward the leg, all right? You don't want to be thumb into your body, because that means that you're pushing in on the straight ankle with the soft part of your forearm, which you don't want to do. You want it to be the bladey part of your forearm. So thumb is out toward her leg, all right? Now I grip and I pull this wrist up into her ankle, and I get on my side again and I pull back here, okay? Now this is easy for her to grab, all right? But if you have this nice grip, straight ankle grip right here, you can use a lot of your upper body to help finish as well. So you don't necessarily need that second hand. And if you're uncomfortable with that, you can always push up on this grip too. And now she can still fight that grip, but you have that pushing, and now she can't pull on this elbow too. So two options there. So one more time, we get to our side, we hook this grip right beneath her calf and above her ankle, and we're gonna keep this thumb toward her leg, all right? Then we either grip around like we were with the guillotine, or we push up and we get on our side and we hip in, okay? And now that's just a nice, easy way to get a quick straight ankle. Now we're moving on to a knee bar from Z-guard. So we are in Z-guard again, same setup we did earlier. We're framing, we scoop this leg, we pull it up into us, and now she initiates an escape by just kicking out, all right? Now I want to stop her with this leg, so I'm pushing on the bottom of her, bottom of her back with my heel. I pull this leg out, and I figure four right here. Now I have this leg trapped. I pull this leg across, I pull it tight to the other side of my body, and I get her to her left hip, all right? Now I hook around the leg. I can even just like rear naked grip right. All right, now we're gonna go into an Estima lock finish, all right? So we're in open guard here. We get to our headquarter position, or whatever you like to call it. She has her foot on the outside right here. She's stopping me from moving inside, all right? I reach under this leg and I push on her toes, all right? And I trap it underneath my rib cage, all right? I move it inside and I grab either a gable grip right here, or I hug around her foot and I hip in from my knees. I'm pushing her foot into my ribs, into my stomach really, underneath my ribs, and I'm driving my forearm into her ankle. So one more time. We get to this headquarters position right here. She's stopping me with this foot. I bring it inside and I reach under. I trap it into my stomach and I either grip around here or I gable grip, and then I just hip in from my knees and I get a nice quick tap. That's just a Estima lock finish. All right, now we're gonna work into a toe hold from Z-guard. This is something that was actually tried on me by Tanquino at ADCC, and I really liked it, so I started to kind of add it to my game. So from Z-guard here, all right, you're in like a tight knee shield. You reach around and you're literally just grabbing the toe hold grip with your hands, all right? So you won't be able to see, but that's what I'm grabbing. So from right here, all right, I reach around, grab the toe hold, and I tuck my head and I bring my knee across the body right here, okay? And you can see that I'm landing with this toe hold grip, all right? And now she ends up on her knees. I pull this foot around and I can either figure four, cross my feet, whatever I want, and I pull the foot toward the butt, or I push the foot toward my butt. I'm pulling her ankle toward my head. All right, so I get a nice tap right there. One more time. Okay, I reach for the toe hold. I roll over my head, and we end up right here, and I finish the toe hold right there. And we'll show from this angle right here. Okay, so I roll with the toe hold. She comes up to her knees and I just pull her foot toward her butt, and I'm keeping it tight to my chest the whole time. I'm not bringing it out anymore. Tight to my chest. Okay, so that's just a nifty toe hold from Z-guard. All right, so now we're gonna get into some takedowns. So this is just one of my favorite takedowns to get into, and it's a really easy setup. So first thing, you want mirrored stance here. You're gonna get in your wrestling stance, and you're gonna drop your knee, and you're gonna shoot as if you're shooting a double, but you're dropping and you're swinging to the outside. All right, my head's up, it's not down, to give her either a Kimura, guillotine, whatever. It's up into her, and I connect my hands right here, and I drive my foot up, and then I come up to my feet right here, okay? As soon as I get to right here, I'm gonna cup this knee, and I'm gonna drop to this foot. Pull this up, and I can either just swing this arm around and pull her down, or back up, okay? I can even use my foot to assist here, okay? I can end up in leg drag, I can end up right there. So one more time. All right, swing into this takedown, lock my hands, drive up to my feet, get to the foot, pull it up, okay? And then some people might even fall over right here, but I swing my hand around and I just drop this down, and I can even end up in honey hole, or in inside heel hook a lot of times, but just a nice, easy single leg sweep single. All right, now we're gonna work just a normal double leg. So one of my favorite entries, okay? We're gonna start with our last time we were mirrored stance. This time we're opposite stances, all right? So we have opposite legs forward. I'm gonna reach out, grab a wrist, pull this arm inside, and I'm just gonna reach, or use that to pull myself into a double leg, okay? Once I get to this double leg, I keep my head up tall. I grab around both knees here, or like right underneath, right around her calves, drive up to my feet, and I just run her straight to the side, okay? Now I clear the legs as soon as I land, and I'm in nice side control from the double leg. So one more time from this angle. All right, reach, pull myself in, keep my head up, drive, and I pull my legs to the side, and up in side control, okay? Different angle. Reach across, drive, and I end up inside control right here. Okay, so nice, easy double leg from the arm drag right into side control. Next technique is just gonna be fireman's carry. So we're again in opposite stances. All right, I reach inside. She reaches back on my shoulder, okay? I come inside to this inside control and I drop my knee and I shoot my arm up in between her legs, all right? I'm pulling on this arm, and I drive her over, all right? I pull my head out as soon as we land, and I come back into judo side, or I can just come into side control. So one more time. Go from this angle this time. I reach inside, okay? You know what, maybe she reaches outside. I shoot up, I throw my hand in between her legs, and I bring her over, come up into either judo side or side control. One more time. Inside, judo. Come up into judo side or side control. So just nice, easy fireman's carry. Wow. All right, next one's gonna be a sneaky inside trip from over-under position. So over-under ties are just, you got one arm is gonna be over hers and one arm's gonna be under, all right? She has the same thing. So we're a 50-50 position, you gotta kind of use it to your advantage. So first thing I wanna do is I wanna pull on this underhook side, okay? And as soon as I get her to step, you see how my leg is in between hers, and she's kind of in a squared stance here. As soon as I get this, I just step even further, and I step across her leg. Drop my knee to the mat, and I either end up in a half guard, or sometimes you'll end up in this full guard. But one more time. So we're in the over-under right here. I pull her to the side. I drop my foot in between hers, and I drop my knee to the mat. Then I post out with this foot, and I keep my head position nice and tight. Okay, one more time. From this angle, okay, so here. I pull her to the side, my foot is in between hers, drop inside, drop my knee, and I push over to the half guard, or maybe even full guard. All right, one more time. Pull it to the side, side trip, either in full guard. Sometimes you might even be able to pass right off the takedown. So pretty little sneaky inside trip from the over-under tie. Next thing we're gonna work is a throw. It's just a nice hip toss from that same position from the over-under. So we're right here. All right, one arm under, one arm over. All right, instead of pulling her to this side, I'm gonna step across, okay? And now when I step across, I have a couple options, all right? I can either just hip in, all right, and then jack this underhook, all right, all the way over and throw her to the side and then end up kind of knee on belly position. Or I can hip and then drop my knee and then just kind of let her fall to the mat there without that base. So two options right there, all right? So I step in both instances. First one, I hip in and throw her over with end up in kind of knee on belly position. And then the second one, I step across and I trip right here, drop her to the mat. Okay, one more time. Same position, all right? Step across, hip in, right there, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Make me breathe. And then step across, drop in. And then we end up just in the nice side control or knee on belly in both instances. So it's good, either trip or toss. All right, now we're gonna get into our body lock series. So takedowns from the front body lock, back body lock, and from the side. So first one we're gonna do is just this, it's starting from the over-under. It's just gonna be we swim inside and we get a body lock around her body, all right? So I have double unders, she has double overs, all right? Now she has offense from here too, all right? Now if I were to get my hips back, she could always step across, throw me, she could inside trip me, she could do a lot of things. She could even suplex me over the top, all right? So what I do is I keep my hips in right here. Okay, now she has very, very few options. She would have to get her hips away, all right? And now, but I'm not gonna let her do that, all right? I slide my body lock down to the small of her back, like right above her butt, and I pull in here, okay? And now the first thing that I wanna do is just drive my foot over the top, and I fall. Oh, sorry, Kay. I fall into mount here, okay? One more time, you okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. So from over under, I swim this hand inside, get the body lock, and I slide it down to her back. I get my hips in so that she doesn't have any offense, all right? I step and I just drop, okay? And that will even fall sometimes in mount, sometimes in half guard, but most of the time, you'll just end up with them folded over. So one more time, over under, swim this hand inside, get the body lock. I'm gonna drop it to the small of her back and I pull inside here, okay? Now I just fold her over and I even just gently just put her down, all right? If you wanna be mean, you can just drop them down even harder. All right, one more time. Over, under, swim inside, connect the hands, drop to the small of her back, pull in, and then I just fall with the body lock here. Just fold her over, all right? So that's the first option with the body lock from the over, under. All right, so now we're gonna get into the next part of our body lock series, which is just gonna be the body lock from the back. So let's say that we're in our over tie, we swim inside, all right? We connect our hands, and now I try to just bring her over, but she turns away to stop the takedown. Okay, so she throws this arm over. I can even assist by using my shoulder there. All right, so the first thing I wanna do when I have this is keep my head on her back, all right? I don't wanna be out here or out here because there's no pressure on her. Okay, so I keep my head on her back, bring my lock to the other side of her hip, and I bring my knee up, and I bring it right above her knee, on her thigh, and I drive in here. Okay, and that's gonna drive her to the mat. Then I can pull her into my lap, throw hooks, I can do all sorts of stuff. So one more time. We're under, okay, get the body lock, try to bring her over, she turns, I come around, I bring my lock to the other side of her hip, okay? I don't bring it in the center. Other side, and I drop my knee right here, okay? Then I pull her into my lap, and I can start throwing hooks and such. Okay, time, over here, over under, swim inside, she turns away, use this knee, and I bring her to the mat, okay? Then I just pull her into my lap, and I can start throwing hooks and getting to my seatbelt, okay? So, one more option with the body lock from the back. Our next part of our takedown series is gonna be from a plum clinch or a Thai clinch that you typically see in Muay Thai or MMA, or sometimes in certain organizations, kickboxing. So the first thing that you want to think about when doing a plum clinch is you're not trying to just stand up straight so that your person can just bulldoze you over, okay? You want to feint a snap down, okay? So you're snapping their head, you're still in your wrestling position, you're snapping their head with both hands, okay? They posture back up to kind of alleviate that pressure and get their arm free, okay? And then you step across, out, and when the leg is elevated and stepping back is when you sweep, okay? So one more time. We're in a wrestling stance. We get both collar ties. We start stepping, and when they're stepping with this other foot, we sweep out of the air, okay? So full speed. Okay, one more time. We're in our stance. We grab both collar ties. We're gonna step out. They step back. When we time it and we sweep them over. And then sometimes you might even just end up falling on top of them. Sometimes it might just be a scramble. Sometimes, I might kick them over. They turn this way because they're just falling with the momentum, and then I follow to the back. So you turn and I follow right here. Okay, so that can happen too. All different options. They mostly happen from that double collar tie, plum clinch, whatever you like to call it, into that foot sweep. All right, so last part of our takedown series here is just gonna be an ankle pick from a collar tie. So I reach with this collar tie. I don't wanna reach with my lead leg hand because then I can just pull her into a single a lot of times. So I reach with this back hand and I keep my lead leg protected with this hand, all right? Second thing I wanna do is I wanna reach for a wrist and I wanna pull her toward my lead leg. As soon as I pull, I can drop to the ankle and I can push with that collar tie, but then I let go. Okay, if I keep control of that collar tie, I should hip up into arm bars and you can potentially get caught. So I reach with that backhand, collar tie, grab the wrist, pull, drop to the foot, throw her over and let go of that collar tie. Full speed, it'll look a little different. Here. Okay. Then you end up falling into a knee slice. You can get that leg for Ashi, whatever. So one more time. Here. All right. One more time, a little slower. Grip, wrist, pull. Get down to the ankle, and you want to kind of cup the bottom of their foot, kind of like right where their foot and their heel meets the mat, okay? Don't want to come a little too high, there's not a whole lot of control. Here, you're kind of picking them over that leg. All right, one more time. Here. They fall over pretty easily. So last part of our takedown series, just a standard ankle pick from the collar tie. All right, so now we're gonna work just a full guard pass from your knees. So when we're in full guard, okay, they're trying to break our posture, we're trying to control posture. So if I have my hands just on the mat, pretty easy for this person to grab my head, pull me down, and control my posture. So first thing I can do to get my posture back is just get both my hands on their body, all right? If you need to start from the armpits and then work your way to the ribs and then work your way to the hips, and that's good. But if not, if you can just bring your hands to their hips, that's great too. Okay, once you have your hands to the hips, you want to push your elbows out into the sides of their knees, okay? Now this is just going to give them a little bit of pressure and a little bit of space for you to get one of your knees to the inside of theirs, okay? In between their butt, all right? So as soon as you have your knee on the inside of their butt here, you're gonna push with your elbows and break the guard without even like getting up yet, okay? If you really need to, if they're really stubborn, all right, you can get up on your knee. Well, Kay's legs are pretty short, so it's kind of hard to do that. But if you needed to, you could bring your knee up and do that too. But for right now, it's like anatomically not possible on Kay, so I just extend my elbows, push it down, and I get to this kind of knee cup position right here. I immediately slide this arm under for the underhook, and I just knee slice over, and we end up in a nice judo side right here. So one more time from the same angle. If you need to, you can walk your hands from the armpits to the ribs to the hips. You're pushing on their knee and you're bringing your knee inside, okay? Push on their knees, break that guard, and then you just instantly knee slice across. Don't give them a chance to lock up their guard again. So from this side, from this angle I mean, hands on the armpits, to the ribs, to the hips, move that knee back, break that grip, or break that guard, and then just start that knee slice right away, head low, underhook, right. Okay, so just full guard pass from your knees. All right, so next thing we're gonna work another pass, but this is gonna be an open guard pass. So we're gonna work just a simple M1 when they have both of their feet on the inside here, okay? You're pushing on the knees, you're pushing them out, and then you just bring your knee inside, kip up your leg, and then swing to the inside and bring it back around, okay? So full speed, just looks like that. Okay, but now this is the kind of the tricky part. You have a few options from here. You could either staple, and we could get to our headquarters position. You could come to the knee slice, and you could initiate the knee slice that we were just working. But for right now, I want to get to right here, and I want to push this knee and kick this leg back and come around to knee on belly, okay? So like I said, you have a lot of options. You can come to headquarters, you can start knee slicing, but for right now, you're gonna wanna get to the center, kick this leg back, push this knee, and then come to knee on belly right here, okay? One more time. We push on the knees, we push them out, we bring our knee inside, kip up our leg, step to the inside, push to the side, and then we're just gonna throw this leg back and push that knee to the side, okay? Time full speed. Okay, so that's just gonna be very simple open guard pass. So now we're just gonna work into a back take option from turtle. So there's a lot of options normally that we can do from turtle. You know, we could drive our knee in here. You know, we could pull them on a hip. You know, whatever. This is sort of a Leo Vieira variation that we mess with. I really just want to focus. You really need to tuck your head here. Okay, you can't like just slam your face onto the mat. So biggest thing is to tuck your head and protect your neck. All right, but we're gonna get this seatbelt and stay nice and strong. Okay, our knee is still on the inside, like we were talking about a little bit ago. You're keeping it in between the space between your elbow and your knee. All right, I tuck my head, I roll over my back, and then I land with her in my lap. Okay, and now when she's in my lap, I don't have hooks as you can see, but I have like what I call a crab ride, or what most people call, not just me, but most people call a crab ride. All right, so I have these hooks inside, and I can even like hook them in here and like pull her legs out. All right, or you know, I can just keep them in tight here and pinch my knees. All right, but what I like to do is I like to get to one side. Okay, whichever side I'm going, I get that opposite hook in. So I open up that space, and then I pull her the opposite way and get that other hook in. Now I have 2 hooks. All right, so one more time. Right here, I roll over the back, okay, end up in the crab ride. All right, pull her this way, I get this hook in, and then I bring her this way, and I get that hook in. And then I come back, and I have the back control. Yeah, I don't have to go back any direction, but just going to show you guys, okay? So, just a nice, I was about to say nice and easy again, but just rolling back take from turtle. All right, next thing is just gonna be a half guard sweep. It's what we call dogfight. So I start in half guard, okay? Maybe this person's smashing me. You know, they have head and arm control. I bring this hand, same thing we were doing earlier. I bring it in front of her face. So I don't bring it around, okay? Bring it in front. I frame, and I get this underhook right here. Okay, first thing I want to do is jack this underhook up. Okay, because I could reach across her waist, and she could just tuck this arm in, and I can't really do much with it. So I jack her arm up, okay, next to my head, and then I grab a gable grip. All right, as soon as I have this gable grip, I switch my feet. I bring this foot to her ankle, I pull it out, and I swing this foot out. I curl this leg up to alleviate pressure and keep me from, or allow me to swing this leg underneath. Come up to my feet. She might even keep a whizzer, okay? But now I have this nice body lock with good positioning right here. So a few things I can do from here. I can either tackle her knee and her ankle here and drive her over, okay, and then initiate a pass from there. Or I could just let go of the body lock, free this arm, just like limp arm this arm out, come to the back, okay? Or, you know, we can always just push on this knee, roll through, roll her over, you know, end up in a scramble situation. A lot of options right there. My favorite is probably limp, get to the back, and then pull it into back control. That's probably my favorite, but show the whole thing again. Okay, half guard, all right, bring this arm in front, frame, get this underhook, hit, or kind of throw it up, and then I collect my body lock, and then I switch here. She gets that whizzer, pulling her up, or she's kind of pulling me up into her, you know, without even knowing it. I can tackle, I can limp arm, or I can push, pull, and end up kind of on top here, okay? So one more time from a different angle. Okay, here, side, here, underhook, jack it up, switch my feet, here, then I got my options, okay? So one more time, so you can see the footwork full speed. All right. Dogfight. Okay, so next thing we're gonna work is just a full guard sweep, something that can kind of catch people off guard. So we start in full guard here. All right, just as we were kind of at the beginning of the series, I want to get double wrist control again, but this time, like I was saying last time, I wanted this grip this time, and I said don't get this grip. This time I want the opposite. I want this grip. I don't want this grip. You can use this, you can always use this push-pull, but this is pretty easy, a little bit easier for push-pulling, which is what we want to do now. So I'm right here. I get this kind of double shotgun grip. I hip out into like a modified Z guard, kind of like a K guard, and I bring this knee down to her, or bring this leg down to her knee, and I'm pulling this arm, pushing this arm, and I scissor sweep this way, and then I use that momentum to bring me up top. So one more time. Okay, you can do it with this grip, but I like this grip for pushing and pulling better. So I'm here, I swim, oops, sorry, kid. I use that momentum to come up top. Okay, one more time. All right, I get wrist control right here. All right, shotgun grips. I hit out, bring this knee down, hit, and then I use that momentum to come up. All right, we'll show it from this angle. Here, hip out, hip, here. Okay. So, not the highest percentage, but might catch someone off guard, so give it a try. So now we're just gonna go into a butterfly sweep, just a standard butterfly sweep, nothing super fancy, but very, very high percentage. So first thing in butterfly guard is you wanna kinda get some ties. You wanna get it control their head or their arms or whatever. In this case, we just want an over-under grip. Okay, so we just shoot this underhook and grab this tricep and pull it in tight. Same as we were doing from standing. All right, we're gonna pull this in tight and we're gonna jack this up as we kind of fall to our back. We're not just falling straight back though, because we might just pull them on top of us. We're gonna fall at an angle and elevate with our hooks, okay, with our left hook here. All right, so as I fall, I'm shooting this leg up, and I can land in mount, or I can land in this kind of side control, or like kind of knee slice position. All right, so I'll show again from the same angle. All right, over under, jack it up, pull this down to our side, butterfly sweep, knee slice, or we just fall right into mount. Okay, one more time from this angle. All right, shoot this underhook, grab tricep, back, or get right in your knee slice. One more time from this angle. Okay. All right, so just simple butterfly sweep.